What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to episode 2 of my general manager mode featuring the Portland Trailblazers. We ended off the first, session, the first hour of gaming of this mode with a pretty good record of 5-1, I believe. So I only got 6 games in, and I said that it would probably be about 6 to 10 games per session. Well, guess what? I played 3 hours, and I chugged through, and I crushed it. I crushed 3 hours of general manager mode, and it's all going to be stuffed in to this one episode. Not too much happens, and that is why it is all stuffed into this episode. So a lot of it is just going to be scores from games, and for the most part, you're going to see what happened, and basically overall parts of these games, we either win by a landslide. That's the majority of them. I want to say 90% of these games we win by landslide or we lose by landslide. And then the other 10% are close games that I got in and actually played. So let's get right to it. Player complaints. Let's start with Cayman. Cayman is complaining, saying practice isn't good enough for him. He's an older guy, so his practice ratio is going to be a bit different than some of the other players, and eventually that comes into play, especially near the end of this. There becomes a lot of people complaining about their practice times, and it's something I'm going to have to be a little more observant to in between more games, rather than just set it, don't worry about it for maybe 4 or 5 games. It'll be like every other game. I'll go in, readjust, see how people are advancing. One thing about it is I cannot trade injured players. I tried my best to trade Robin Lopez, and I could not do that, and I'm not quite sure why, so that was a bit annoying. Can't trade injured players, so I have to wait for him to come back, evaluate him, and maybe trade him right before trade deadline, and we'll see what we can do. Or if he plays well, I'll keep him on and maybe trade some other pieces or other players to figure out what I want to do there. But I don't know, cannot trade injured players. That's really annoying to me. Wesley Matthews, his contract renewal is something I really wanted to get set in stone early on in the season. I've got some money, I've got some time. There's a long list of people who need contracts renewed, LaMarcus Aldridge being one of them and Wesley Matthews being the other. There's a couple of others who I cannot. They're ineligible to be re-signed. But Wesley Matthews, I wanted this contract renewal. Use a perk on him. He listened to my agreement. I agreed, and I said, hey, Wesley Matthews, you're a stud, you're a superstar. Welcome back to the Portland Trailblazers for, I don't remember the details, 2 years or something like that. So Wesley Matthews has a renewed contract here at the Portland Trailblazers organization. Okay, so let's move on to staff approval. During this whole thing, staff approval was a little bit down, a little bit lower than I'd like it to be. And there were a couple of different reasons for that. Some I'll talk about in just a minute, but staff approval sits at about maybe low 70, high 60 type area right now, and I'm going to be trying to get that up in the next episode. I really think it's important for my staff to be happy. Like I said last time, staff's happy, players are happy. Players are happy, players win. We get wins, I'm happy, owner's happy, everyone's happy, and we're all going to win a championship. But the staff approval is going down, so I need to fix that, especially with the CFO. And by the way, we also got the jersey promotion was the promotion of this session, and you saw that on the thumbnail. We're losing momentum. We're definitely losing some momentum here. I think 19-5. What is that? 19. What did I do there? 19-5. Oh, that was the current record at this moment in the recording. We're at 19-5. So we've lost. Let's see. We've won 14 games and we've lost. Math 4. 14-4. And that's still good, and it's still on par with our goals and stuff, but it's just not where I want to be. I wanted to be a little higher than that. I wanted to win a little more games. By the end of this recording, we lose about 12 games, so it's something that definitely needs to be taken care of. It's something that definitely needs to be worked on, and I think it's going to be more about team chemistry than anything. So I'm going to go in before the next session, or during the first part of the next session is going to be me re-micromanaging control and trying to figure out what we can do before All-Star break to get our record again at the very, very tippy top of the Western division. So we are losing momentum, we're losing staff approval. This is one of those downswings of the NBA season that we need to try to get over, that we need to try to work on. And we just need to win games and be a team. Team chemistry goes up, I think the coach's staff will go up as well. So that's something I really do want to work on. Okay, so something else next is the trade. I did make a trade here with the Houston Rockets, and I traded Thomas Robinson and Will Barton for Terrence Jones and Alexei Shved. These two players that I traded away, Thomas Robinson and Will Barton, they are 2 stars, I think. I think both were 2 stars. I think Barton was maybe 1 star. So I traded away 3 stars for 3.5 stars. I got a good deal out of this. The players that I traded for are younger. The players that I traded for have less money on their contracts. The players that I traded for, I feel like, can help me. Alexei Shved, obviously from Minnesota a couple seasons ago. He's now in Houston. He's a good backup to Ricky Rubio, or he was in Minnesota. And I feel like he could be a good backup for Lillard. So I wanted that piece in. And Will Barton and I have had issues over this span. He does not like the way I do things, apparently. He doesn't like the time he gets. He doesn't like any of that. So he had to go. And Thomas Robinson, unfortunately, went with him. But we got Terrence Jones for Robinson. So I feel like it was a great trade. I feel like it was within the best interests of the organization. And it did hurt the team chemistry a bit. And that's what caused, I think, some of our losing. However, I think it was an important trade. And we'll get right back on track. So let's look at the goals and the game progress here while we look over the game with the Rockets, because now we're facing the Rockets, of course, after this trade. But let's look at the goals. So some of the goals were sellout, I think, 14 games. That one's crushed. Done. Already. We crushed the first 33% of the season, first third of the season, and that goal is done. It is gone. It is complete. Next goal, do not lose more than 28 games. And I feel like we're going to be on track. Even though at the end of this, we're 12 losses, that's still halfway through the season. So if we double that, it'll be 24 losses, and that's still well below, and it gives us a 4-game cushion to our goal. The other goal of mine, personally, is to win the championship. And I feel like that's something that we can do. This organization is very capable of doing that. So I feel like that's a great thing, and I feel like that's going to happen. But first, let's get to the 28-game goal. I think another one was trade for another first-round pick, which isn't as important to me as it is to the owner, but it is something that he wants. As this Rockets game was really cool, by the way. It was a really good game. It was the best game of the session. But the owner wants a pick, a first-round pick. So if I'm going to trade Robin Lopez for that first-round pick, I need to look around and see if I can get one for him. I couldn't get one in the Thomas Robinson and Will Barton trade, but I might get it for Robin Lopez. So the game with the Rockets ends 104-102. We win. Really close game. It was really good. Robin Lopez coming back soon. He's 1 to 2 weeks out with his little hand injury, so I'm going to evaluate him hardcore. I'm really going to consider it because I don't believe I need him. Do I need Robin Lopez? So if there's anything you want to comment about on this episode, it would be specifically, do I need Robin Lopez? Do you think he's that good of a player? I haven't really seen too much of Robin Lopez. I know his face, but I haven't really watched him play. So let me know in the comments below how I'm doing with this, because I don't think we need him, and I think we can trade him off and make the owner happy and get a first-round draft pick. All right, so our record ends at 26-12. We're still at the top of the Western Conference, so I'm not too worried, and I think we're doing a great job. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, for the NBA General Manager Mode, Episode 2, Derek D. Ginger King here, running the Portland Trailblazers organization, and doing it rather well, in my opinion. We're still doing good, losing some momentum, but we're doing good still. So that being said, ladies and gentlemen, checking out, cheers, and enjoy.